What's going on, everyone? Greatest Hits here. I hope y'all have an awesome day. And today we're going to be changing the oil on a 2002 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am LS1 V8. I got the car on ramps because I don't have a 3-ton jack, so I just put it on some ramps. Most of the oil should come out, or all of it, but you really want your car to be level when you change out the oil on your vehicle. Make sure you have some chocks in the back, that way it doesn't slide backwards or anything on both sides, obviously. So what you need is an oil pan to drain the old oil out and everything. You need obviously some oil. I'm using 10W30. On these LS motors, you can hear just about almost everything that's going on in this engine. So I'm using a thicker oil for the summertime. That way it can calm down the lifters and everything, quiet those pistons down, and for further protection. You also need an oil filter. Every time you change your vehicle's oil, you always need to replace your filter. I don't care how good it looks or whatever, you got to replace it. This is a 3506 Fram Ultra Synthetic. And the tools you need, if you don't have a wrench, which I don't have at the moment, you need to buy more tools. Thanks, Cobalt. But if you don't have a 15mm wrench, use a 15mm socket with a ratchet, an extension, and a oil filter tool, so you can put this on there and have more leverage when taking the old filter that's underneath there off. And you also need a funnel as well to put the new oil in there, and make sure it's clean. This is not clean, so I'm gonna get a rag or something to clean it up and everything like that. And you want a hammer, and I'll show y'all why you need one. So here's the oil plug right here and the oil filter down there. Basically what you want to do is to get a wrench or your ratchet and socket, put it on the oil plug, and get a hammer and kind of knock it loose. You don't have to knock it loose really hard, but yeah. Alright, so I got it loose now. Take this out. And just let it drain until I guess there's no more oil, but it's just gonna drip constantly. So just let it drain until you see little drips, and then you can put the oil plug back in and tighten it up really good. So you can torque the plug to 15 foot-pounds. When you take off this oil drain plug, turn it counterclockwise, and same thing goes with the oil filter. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the oil filter is dripping oil. So when you take it out slowly until it drops in your hand. Now this oil's not even warm, it's kind of cool. And when you're changing oil on a vehicle, you want your vehicle to cool down completely, mainly overnight, so you can do it the next morning and you're not drenched in hot oil on your hand. Now in this case I don't have gloves, but you know, you don't necessarily need gloves to change oil, but you know, it's a safety precaution. So in my case, I'm not gonna do it. And there it is. Goes up in there, if y'all can see that. So next thing, what you want to do is flip it over. Here's the gasket right here. Now you don't necessarily need to put new oil inside this filter. Some people do it, some people don't. It's just going to drain down into the filter once you crank up the car and the car has oil in its system. Put some oil on your finger and put it around this gasket. That way it's easier to take off on the next oil change, because if you don't have any oil around this gasket and you put it on, it's going to be a pain in the butt to take off. And as you can see, the oil is dripping now, so you can put the oil plug back on there. I'm gonna tighten that in a minute. I'm gonna put the filter on. Make sure to wipe up some excess oil that's on the exhaust or wherever it's at. That way you can know that the engine is not dripping oil or leaking or anything. You want to hand tighten this filter, because using a tool and tightening it up is going to be a pain in the butt to take right back off. Make sure it's tightened up real good, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Woo-wee! Look at that bad oil. That is ridiculous. All right, so I took the oil cap off. I'm gonna sit it right here. That way it doesn't fall down into the engine bay or anything like that. I got my funnel to put in the hole right there. Got my oil and I have my rag. This car takes 5.5 quarts of oil, but I'm gonna put in 5 quarts. I'm gonna crank it up. I'm gonna let the car down and then make sure that it's at the proper level before I fill it up with the rest of the oil. This is a total of 6 quarts, but what you need to do, use half of this bottle, so like right here in the middle. Alright guys, I actually reset the oil light by mistake. I was going to show y'all what it looks like, but I'm assuming you guys already know. It's way in the corner on the left side, and here's the trip button right there, the oil light button. And what you need to do is turn the key to the on position without cranking it and hold this button for 12 seconds. And that should be it, and then you can turn the car off. All right, I'm going to check the oil level. I know it's not even full yet. It's probably half full. I just want to check it anyway to, see where it's at. So what you want to do is crank up the engine, let it run for a few seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and let it circulate and check the levels. Not sure if y'all can see that, but it's about almost halfway. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it looks about full right there. But I'm gonna check it again once I start driving it and it's at operating temperature and everything. And that's it. If y'all like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, Greatest Hits. And I'll holler at y'all at the next one.